Nord Stream 2 saga continues as the United States is stepping up its efforts to block the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which would provide natural gas from Russia to Germany. U.S. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo says the U.S. is creating a coalition of nations to help prevent the pipeline from being completed. The pipeline is supposed to provide a major cost benefit to the German energy market, with natural gas being delivered directly without any intermediaries. The U.S., backed by Poland, Baltic nations, and Ukraine, has long been seeking to disrupt the pipeline that will carry Russian gas to Germany via the Baltic Sea. Joining me now to discuss is Boombus co-host and investigative journalist Ben Swan and former UK Member of Parliament George Galloway. Thank you for being with us today. Ben, already the United States has placed sanctions on this project. In fact, in December of last year, those sanctions forced a Swiss pipeline company to abandon the project. What is the U.S. talking about doing this time?
Yeah, so what the U.S. is really doing, and you know, I'm not a fan of sanctions really on any level, Sarah. I disagree with them pretty much in principle. But this, to me, seems to be maybe the worst example of how sanctions are being used. You have two countries here that have agreed, Germany and Russia, to have a natural gas pipeline that would deliver fuel from Russia directly to Germany without any intermediaries. And the Germans want to do it because it drives down costs for them. The Russians want to do it because it means profits and money for them. Great. So two countries agree on this, and the United States decides, nope, we can't have this because they claim that this would somehow endanger the energy independence of Germany. It would endanger Europe. In fact, Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, is using this act essentially called the PISA, the Protecting Europe's Energy Security Act of 2019, to justify why the U.S. is placing sanctions on Germany and Russia in order to try to block this pipeline. As you said, they already stopped a Swiss company from being involved in it, who quit the project with a very small amount left. 93% of this pipeline is now constructed, but the U.S. doesn't want to leave it alone. They want to stay involved, and they want to literally force their will on these two sovereign nations who should have the right and the sovereignty to be able. The U.S. doesn't want to leave it alone. They want to stay involved, and they want to literally force their will on these two sovereign nations who should have the right and the sovereignty to be able to say, we want to be able to pursue this pipeline. It's in our best interest, and the U.S. won't stay out of it.
It's